Okay, so now we go to land use, soil classification, land use, soil classification, survey, and land use. Okay. So, balik tayo sa soil profile, no? Kasi this is integral on those three specialization. So, your soil profile is a vertical cross-section of the ground, okay? From the soil surface down to its parent material. Take note, parent material, not bedrock. Okay, so it contains different horizontal layers, which is called horizon. So these are your horizons. Okay. So ito, horizon yan. Horizon din yan. Okay. And let me see. Ito from here. Whoop. Ayan. So those are your horizons, no? As you can see, mas madali silang they are easy kapag sa site mo titignan, no? If you are going to base it in color, no? If you are usually mga babae expert dito, no? Hindi ibang kulay yan. Yan. Okay? So madali lang siyang i-differentiate, no? Ayan. Okay. So we differ in number of easily seen soil physical properties such as color, texture, and structure. As you can see, magkakaiba dito, no? So yan. So ito, the structure that's more likely to be grain, no? Ito din. Pero pagdating dito, meron na siyang mga blocks. Okay, may blocking na siya. Okay, yan no. Blocks na siya. Okay. Or in color, as you can see, dark, light, and then brown. Ito medyo may reddish brown. Okay. So, yon. So, soil horizons are identified and labeled using capital letters O, A, E, B, and C. Okay, so this is your O, A, O, A, E. Ito yung E na sinasabi ko, guys. O yan. Yung light color na yan. That is your elevation horizon or elevated horizon or zone of elevation or zone of bleaching. Okay, so maraming tawag dyan. Okay, so each horizon has distinct characteristic that is exclusive to certain horizon. So yan. So this is your O horizon. As you can see, maliit lang siya. Oh, and mind you, again, hindi na to nakikita sa agricultural area. Bakit? Pansinin niyo, no, kapag yan ay plinaw or inararo, so may incorporate yan with a horizon. Kaya sa agriculture, nawawala na talaga yung horizon na yan. Makikita niyo na lang yan sa mga forest, no? So, a horizon, mineral matter mixed with some humus. So, your a horizon is also called your topsoil. Okay, so madalas ng or numerous, okay, ng biological activity ay nangyayari sa A horizon. And then you have your E horizon, so light colored, okay, or zone of elevation and leaching. Okay? So hindi naman ganito kakapal, no? Medyo OA itong illustration. Pero yan, as you can see, no, biglang light colored. And then B horizon is the accumulation of clay transported from above. Okay? Ayan. So yung clay, nag-deposit dito. So yung B horizon natin ay clay. Okay? Clay yung mga yan. So ang formation, matatakal ba dito ang formations? Okay? So, and then, C horizon, no? Partially altered parent material or weathered parent material. Yung unweathered, that is the bedrock. Okay? So, your true soil is this. Okay? A and B. So, sub-horizon, ayan, nakakuha na natin kanina. So, ito yung question noon, no? Na nasagutan na ng yes. Okay? So sometimes sub-horizon creates layer within a master horizon. So lahat yan ay organic, let's say organic layer. Okay? And then, yan, different sub-horizon. So depende sa decomposition, degree of decomposition. I is fibric, E is hemic, and A is sapric. So this is when we say sapric, that is highly decomposed, hemic, intermediately decomposed, and fibric, no, hindi pa gaano decomposed fibers. Ayan, so nakon na rin yan noon. Okay, so this is an example of your soil profile. Okay. So ano na ulit yung T? Accumulation of? Yeah. Wala. Ayan, accumulation of silicate clays. KBT. And yung K is accumulation of carbonates. Okay. Okay. Then C horizon. So definition of terms, no? Soil profile is two-dimensional representation of the soil. Okay? So ang allowable soil profile or ang acceptable representation ng soil profile or ang soil profile is at least 1 meter. Yung I hope na punta na kayo sa mga soil museum. Yung nakalagay sa cardboard and then nandun yung soil, no? Ideal nun or ang acceptable is 1 meter. Okay, at least 1 metro. So pedon, when we say pedon, is a 3-dimensional model of your soil. So balik tayo. This is what you call pedon, no? Ito, pedon to. As you can see guys, 3-dimensional yung shape niya. And then, yeah. No? Pinakita siya in 3 dimension. Ito yung pedon. Ito yung pedon. Okay, pedon. Pedon. Okay, pedon. And then, ito yung profile. Okay, huwag kayong malilito dun sa dalawa ha. So, during our undergraduate, may gumawa ng ganito, no? And then, naka-glass container. Wow, sabi namin, social. Okay. Only to find out na mali yung ginawa niya dahil ang hinihingi ng prof namin is soil profile. Okay, not the pedon. So, mali yung ginawa niya kahit maganda. Okay. So, soil solum, true soils, horizon A and B only, no? Kasi bihira ka na lang din makakita ng O and E. Pero kung meron yun, O, E, A, and B. Okay? And then PED is basic unit on soil classification. Okay? So, TED. Okay? And then transition horizon dominated by properties of one master horizon but have subordinate properties of another horizon. So these are designated by 2 capital letters. For example, AB, EB, BE, or BC. Okay? Again, hindi pwede yung CB. Okay? So the first letter represents the dominant horizon characteristic. Okay? Ito AA. Wala kasing example. No? So punta tayo sa sa soil profile formation, no? Na empty ata tong slide na to. Pero nandito dapat yun. So, in soil genesis or sa paggawa ng lupa, so you have here your bedrock muna. Okay? So, that's your R. Okay? So, first stage. No? And then, weathering happens. So, magkakaroon ng weathering. Masyadong maliit naman. Pwede ko bang i-control Z ito? Okay. Eraser. Ayan. Okay. Ulit. So let's say this is bedrock. No? So hindi pa na weather. And then stage 2 comes your weathering process. Okay. So after geologic times, no? So you have here R. Ay, sorry. So ito na yung profile nyo. So unang mafo-form, di ba meron kang bedrock. Let's say, nandito. Okay. And then this will be C. Okay, C horizon. Okay, and then, so further weathering happens. So mag-weather pa yan. Okay, so now, so you have your R, okay, or the bedrock, and then you have here C, okay, and then you have here your A, okay, yan yung susunod na ma-form. So, A horizon, okay, hindi siya literally na pataas na CBA, okay. And then, kapag matanda na yung lupa nyo, so this is the final stage, no? Okay. So that is okay. A, C, then R. Okay. Ayan na lang si R. Si C horizon niya, yan na lang. Okay, and then itong buo yung B horizon niya. So your B horizon, siya ang pinaka-huling na form. Okay, so your B horizon also indicates kung gaano ka tanda yung lupa, no? The thicker, kung or the deeper your B horizon, okay? Mas malalim, mas makapal yung B horizon, mas matanda yung lupa. Okay? So pag ganito yung nakita yung soil profile, ito. Matanda. Bata pa yung lupa. Okay? Pero pag ganyan, may sample ba tayo? Okay? So which here, alin dito yung mas matanda na lupa? Okay? So the answer will be this, no? Kasi compared to this, ito pa lang yung B horizon niya, guys, oh, manipis pa lang. Okay? So manipis pa lang yung B horizon niya compared mo dito na medyo mas makapal na. Okay? So mas bata ito. So soils, no, pwedeng mangyari na walang B horizon. Yes, it is possible. A tapos C. Okay, ibig sabihin sobrang bata pa nung lupa, no? Hindi pa nagdadalaga. Pag gano'n. And then ito siguro nasa dalaga stage na siya at may B horizon na siya. No? Again, the thickness of B horizon indicates the maturity of the soil. Okay? So now we go to your diagnostic surface horizon. Your diagnostic surface horizon is also called your epipedon. Okay? So forms at or near surface and in which most our rock structure has been destroyed. So usually these are, ito ay A and B horizons, no, yung epipedon, or cases are 0 to 50 centimeter. Okay, that will be your epipedon, no? Okay, so histic, ito yung mga example ng epipedon natin. Histic, that is high in that is dark in color and high in organic matter. Okay, greater than 1%. Si molic nyo, molic epipedon, that is also dark, no? It is formed on your grasslands. Okay, so grassland yung nagpo-form sa kanya. Anthropic, when we say anthropic, guys, pag binungkal nyo yung profile and then may nakita kayo na, let's say, human artifact, okay, doon siya kinakategorize na anthropic. Okay? So, ganon. If the profile has human artifacts in it, that is considered anthropic. Okay? Umbric, si umbric ay pareho ni histic na dark din. Okay? However, ito, yung kanyang organic matter ay hindi ganun kataas kaysa kay Histic. Okay? Si Ocric naman, ito yung pinakamaputi sa lahat ng Epipedon. Okay? Si Plagen, wow. Si Plagen, no, meron siyang evidence ng human intervention. Okay? Pero ang pinagkaiba niya kay Antrophic, wala siyang artifacts. Okay? That is for your diagnostic surface horizon or epipedon. Okay, now we go to your diagnostic subsurface horizon. So ito yung medyo mas madami, no? So also called as endopedon. So a weakly developed horizon as horizons featuring an accumulation of clay, organic matter, or inorganic salts as cemented horizon or strongly acidic, no? So these are your examples, or lahat yan ay diagnostic subsurface horizon. So Candic, no, pag nakakita ka ng soil profile na may ganitong description, BTO, okay, that is Candic endopedon. Okay, so that is high accumulation of clays and oxide, BTO. Okay, so natric naman, that is high accumulation of clay and salts. Yung N represents for salts. So BO, a high accumulation of oxides. So ang pinagkaiba ng Candic kay Oxic, wala siyang accumulation of clay. Diretso oxides na. Okay? So yan. So nagmamatter yung subhorizon guys kasi doon nyo din ma-determine kung anong klaseng diagnostic subsurface horizon or endopedon yung nandoon. Okay? So calcic, ito, ayan. Ito ay calcic, high in calcium. Okay? BK, okay, BK. No, BK. Yan. Albic, si Albic horizon nyo ay that is A, no? Generally A. Halos pareho sila ni Agric, pero si Albic kasi medyo mas maputi, no? So, ayan, take note of this, no? Pag lamili, ito yung dapat yung makita na sa soil profile, okay? Pag glacic, ito wala to sa Pilipinas. Okay, glacic. Ayan. Pag spodic, ito siya, okay, high accumulation of sesqui oxides, okay? Silicon side, densic contact, okay? Paralytic, ito ay concreted, okay? Yan, diagnostic subsurface horizon. Okay, so this horizon, yung diagnostic subsurface, plays a role, huge role in soil classification itself, okay? Or sa higher, no, sa soil taxonomy. Okay? So now we go to your different soil moisture regime. When we say soil moisture regimes, yan yung different moisture condition ng ating lupa. Okay? So we have here aquic, acidic, eudic, acoustic, and xeric moisture regime. Again, no, take note guys, no, moisture regime. Okay. So when we say aquic, okay, regime is virtually free of dissolved oxygen because it is saturated, okay, take note, saturated by water. Okay, so that is aquic moisture regime. So acidic or toric regime, these are used for the same moisture regime but in different categories of taxonomy. So in the acidic moisture regime, the moisture control is dry in all parts, okay, for ayan, half cumulative days per year. Or ito yung mga nasa permanent wilting point to hygroscopic coefficient, yung moisture constant. So eudic moisture regime, okay. So moisture regime is in one which soil moisture control section is not dry in any part as long as 90 cumulative days in normal year. Or sila yung mga nasa field capacity. Okay? Let's say nasa field capacity. So acoustic naman, okay, intermediate between acidic and euthic regime. So siya yung nasa gitna. Okay? So naglalaro siya sa permanent field capacity to permanent wilting point. And then you have your xeric moisture regime, typical moisture regime in areas of Mediterranean climate. So wala to sa Pilipinas kasi hindi naman tayo Mediterranean climate. So ayan, where winter are moist and cool and summers are warm and dry. Next, we have your soil temperature regime. Okay, so may moisture regimes ka na nga, may temperature regimes ka pa. So ito naman, depende sa temperatura or sa kung gaano kainit or kalamig. Okay, yung soil. Okay, or the environment itself. Okay, so when we say cryic, okay, cryic, the temperature is lower than, yeah, lower than 8 degrees but do not have permafrost. When we see permafrost, guys, these are your extreme conditions na, no, sa halaman. Usually jelly soils yung mga nandyan, yung mga nasa Arctic region na. Okay, yung parang kahit summer, may yellow pa rin doon sa lupa. Okay, yun yung permafrost na tinatawag. Okay, so frigid, okay, is warmer in summer than soils with a cryic regime, but its mean annual temperature is lower than 8 degrees Celsius, halos pareho sila ng cryic, and the difference between mean summer and mean winter soil temperature is more than, ito yung dapat niyang ma-meet na requirement. Okay? Yan, yung difference ay more than 6 degrees Celsius. Okay? Kung yung difference lang ng winter and summer soil temperature is 4 degrees, okay? So hindi siya papasok sa frigid na moisture regime. Cryic pa rin siya. Okay? So mesic, ayan. So soil temperature is higher than 8 but lower than 15 degrees Celsius. So hindi siya pwedeng mag-exceed dito sa temperature na to. Okay? So thermic, okay, it is 15 degrees Celsius. Okay? Higher pero hindi mas taas sa 22 degrees Celsius. Ito lang, dito lang siya dapat maglaro na range. Okay? And then we have ISO 22 pataas. ISO hyperthermic, which is 22 degrees Celsius pataas. So sa temperature regimes, ISO, okay, or ISO, so ISO, okay, if ginagamit yan or dinudugtong yan sa name ng temperature regime, okay, if, okay, the mean summer and mean winter soil temperature differs by less than 6 degrees Celsius. Okay? So sa Pilipinas, ang soil temperature regime natin is isohyperthermic. Okay? Isohyperthermic. So hindi lang siya thermic, kundi yun ay isohyperthermic because yun nga yung mean summer or let's say yung mean wet season and yung mean dry season natin is hindi less than 6 yung kanilang pagitan. Okay? Maglalaro lang yan sa 3 degrees. No? Usually 3 to 4 degrees doon lang naglalaro yun. Pasok pa din siya sa ISO. Pero kung mangyari na let's say nung wet season, ang temperature is 23 degrees. Okay? And then pagdating ng dry season, ang soil temperature ay umabot ng 33 degrees. Okay? So mawawala na yung ISO, magiging hyperthermic na lang siya. Okay, gets? So, system of soil classification. The USDA, okay, system is a multi-categorical hierarchical system. Thus, in the highest category, the classes in the highest category are divided into smaller class, okay, and the lower one, and continue to the lowest level, which is your soil series. So, ito ang ginagamit natin to classify your soil, okay, and also to name your soil. No? you have your orders which are 12, okay? 55 sub-orders. These are your temperature regimes and moisture regimes. And then you have your grade group. So ito ay depende sa subsurface, diagnostic horizon, or your endopedon. And then you have your subgroup. So depende sa drainage, okay? Sa lithic compact, sa parent material, and sa clay type ng uh, ng soil. And then you have your family. Your family connotes the texture of the diagnostic surface horizon and series. So about 19,000 in US. So marami rin sa Pilipinas. Ang series, guys, no, kung saan nakita yung soil na yon, doon siya papangalanan na series. So we have your Maligaya series, okay? So yun ay, yung series na yon is first described sa PhilRISE, okay? Central Experimental Station, which is located at Barangay Maligaya, Science City of Muñoz, Nueva Ecija. Kaya ang pangalan ng series na yon is Maligaya series. Okay? So meron din tayong Umingan series. So yun naman ay first described in the municipality of Umingan, Pangasinan. Okay? So yan, marami tayong series sa Pilipinas. Okay? May mga San Luis series, San Fernando series, okay? Pero that doesn't mean, guys, na okay, hindi ibig sabihin pag Maligaya soil series, makikita mo lang siya sa Nueva Ecija. Okay? Hindi ganon. Okay? Your Maligaya soil series ay pwede mong makita across the globe, around the world. Kaya lang siya, again, kaya siya pinangalanan ng Maligaya series kasi doon siya unang dinescribe sa lugar na yon. Okay? Tanong.